This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI Studios in Toronto, Canada.
Hey Toronto, this is Ed Sheeran.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
This is Adele.
This is Madonna.
It's Michael Bublé, and you're listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep Show. It's fun. They're amazing.
Pooja and I were lucky enough to head down to the Walt Disney World Resort in Florida.
Oh, and we had such a magical time. We met so many Disney cast members and characters. It was so much fun.
Yeah, I still have some magic dust on me right now. I'm trying to hold on to it. So we want to share some of our personal insider's guide on how to get the most, squeeze the most juice out of your next Walt Disney World vacation.
That's right. So if you are planning a family vacation to Florida, or you were lucky enough to win one of the 5 Disney World vacations that we awarded on our Trip a Day contest, this podcast is going to be your ultimate Canadian insider's guide.
And before we dive in, I just want to point out that you just said vacation twice, and it makes me very happy. Pooj, we had such a blast down there, so this is a hard question, but what was your favorite Disney moment?
Oh, it's hard to choose just one, but I loved all the rides so much because it made me feel so old and so young all at the very same time.
I think that's kind of perfectly put. The rides combined everything. Like, it was the latest roller coaster technology plus sort of like 4D meets VR.
Like, you really feel like a kid, but then you're like, my back hurts.
Yeah, that was happening too. Yeah. I think if I had to pick just one, I'm going to give you my top 3 favorite rides, okay? Number 3 was Tron. Number 2 was Avatar. And number 1, Guardians of the Galaxy. I rode that one twice. It was so good.
So good. Okay, let's get into it. Our personal guide to the Walt Disney World Resort in Florida.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
CHFI is so excited to be teaming up with Walt Disney World to give away a trip for a family of 4. You'll fly return to Orlando. You're going to get whisked away to Walt Disney World. Marley Morrison, Managing Director, Marketing and Sales at Disney, joins us now to tell us more. Good morning, Marley.
Well, good morning, Pooja and Gurdeep. How are you?
So great. Even more excited to be talking about this wonderful giveaway.
Marley, what is the best thing about coming down from Canada to Walt Disney World?
Oh my gosh, where do I start? Listen, I'm Canadian and I love getting away from the cold. So I have to say, coming down definitely in the winter and having that Florida sunshine, number one. But listen, it's all about the magic and making memories with your family. And that's what I'm excited about for your listener, that somebody's going to get to do that.
Okay, Marley, for the family that is winning this prize to the Walt Disney World Resort, what is the number one thing they should do when they get down there?
One of the first things I love to do is I love to hit up some of our classic attractions. I love to go to things like Pirates of the Caribbean. And then I like to hit up some of the new attractions, but then I also love to see the shows. You know, a lot of people forget that we have some amazing shows. It's hard to decide, but you will find out that there's never a dull moment.
Okay, so do you have any pro tips coming from you, Marley? What's the pro tip for sort of making your way through the park?
I don't know if it's that little known, but go left. A lot of people always go right. So I'd say go left. Make use of our cast members. We have over 70,000 cast members.
70,000?
Yeah, 70,000 who work at Walt Disney World. And listen, those cast are passionate about the magic. Ask them questions. Ask them what they would do. Ask them their little tips and tricks.
Thanks for joining us, Marley.
Have a magical day.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
from 98.1 CHFI.
Walt Disney World Resort is home to Epcot, and they are super famous for their festivals. The next one is the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival, and if you are a foodie, which I think is most of us, this is going to be your jam. Chef Kevin of Epcot Festivals joins us right now. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start off with social media, because that's where everybody lives. What is the most Instagrammable food at the festival?
Well, we have quite a few. I would say one of the highlights is our chicken and waffles out of our Honey Bistro outdoor kitchen. We make a corn honey waffle, some crispy chicken, house-made honey butter, and some spicy honey on top. Very popular, one of my favorites, our guest favorite. Lots of pictures of that one last year. I also think this year you're going to see we have a honey mascarpone mousse that we're going to be dropping in some liquid nitrogen. So it's going to come out with the smoke. It's going to have we're going to crack it, put some honey over top of it. Part of the show is seeing all that, so I think our guests are really going to enjoy that, and you're going to see that probably all over social media.
You had me at spicy honey. I also want you to start calling me spicy honey.
Spicy honey? That's
go
her
forward.
nickname. I don't even know what just happened, but all the words that just came out of your face are exciting me. What?
Chef Kevin, I know the menu hasn't dropped yet, but are there any surprises you can share?
I think it's a fine line that we walk as the festival team. So we'll have a lot of new offerings. We have over 18 outdoor kitchens this year, about 55 new items that'll be showcasing. So there's a lot of new items, but we also make sure that we have plenty of items that our guests that come back year after year are familiar with, because we know that we have some of those that if we take them away, our guests aren't going to be too happy with us.
You know, sometimes I get food FOMO. I'm like, I got to try everything in the amount of time. Like, how do I make sure I don't miss anything? What's your advice, Chef Kevin, for first-timers coming down?
Well, I think, the nice thing about our festival offerings are they tend to be a little bit smaller, so it does make them a little easier to walk around and sample a few more items. I would tell you, if you have the luxury of 2 days, that's probably the way to go. But, really, we have a passport that you can pick up in most anywhere in the park. The passport has every menu offering, and really what I would suggest is if you're pressed for it and you only have the 1 day, kind of thumb through that, find the items that you really want to try, and then make it a point just to kind of hit those specific items. The passport has everything, so it really can help you out if you're only going to be there for a day and really want to experience everything that you can.
So everywhere you go, you just bring dessert? Is that how you make friends?
Well, that's how we do things in festivals. We want to make sure that we bring some treats. So in front of you, you have our chocolate whiskey cake. This is going to be at our Northern Bloom outdoor kitchen near the Canada Pavilion. And this is just a rich chocolate cake with a hint of whiskey, chocolate ganache on top, and then a maple creme anglaise in the middle. So kind of, as Canadians, a couple flavors that I think you're familiar there with, maple
I was
and
going to
whiskey.
say, you put this on a tee for us. I'm like, we love our whiskey. You said maple, which is the password that gets you into Canada. This is really well. Can you confirm or deny? Dessert is a separate stomach, true or false?
I believe it is. That's what I've heard, and that's what I'm going to stick by.
The Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
Let's talk Magic Kingdom. When I close my eyes and I think of Walt Disney World Resort, the first thing I think of is Cinderella Castle and the fireworks.
Okay, when I close my eyes, it's because of Space Mountain. I'm still terrified.
Okay.
It's true. That's what happened. We have got Shannon with us, Walt Disney World Ambassador. Shannon, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, y'all.
Okay, for all of us ride fans,
Yes.
Is it true that we can now hop on a Tron light cycle and speed around the grid?
Yes, you absolutely can. So for our thrill seekers out there who loves a good adrenaline push, highly recommend riding the Tron Light Cycle Run. It is one of our fastest roller coasters here at Walt Disney World over at Magic Kingdom. And if you are a Tron fan, you are truly experiencing what it's like to be on the grid and racing against Team Orange, the programmers, if you will.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a vibe. It's a whole vibe.
So do you have like an insider tip on where the best place to ride is?
So it depends. Me personally, I feel like if you want the experience that you are the only one on the motorbike, the front. But if you're looking for the G-forces, highly recommend the back because you get the big rush when you take off.
It's a veteran move right there.
Right?
I like that. That is outstanding.
She's a pro.
Okay, let's talk Star Wars Galaxy's Edge,
Yeah.
located at Disney's Hollywood Studios. They can see the Mandalorian and ride Rise of the Resistance, but for the Star Wars fan in your family, what's the best insider tip for Galaxy's Edge specifically?
To just be part of the storytelling. So my brother is our Star Wars fan in our family. And when I first took him over to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and being in Batuu, I have only seen my brother cry about 2 times before. And that was one of the times he cried.
He cried?
He cried,
Like
girl.
tears of happiness?
Like tears of happiness and
Okay.
joy because we grew up watching Star Wars. So to have the Millennium Falcon be right in front of him and then to find out that he can go and engineer and pilot the Millennium Falcon was next level for him. But I recommend just taking it all in. Walk around. You can see the various characters out there in their natural habitat, walking around Batuu. Go check out some merchandise areas as well. It's all part of the immersive experience here at Walt Disney World.
Would you say this is one of those, like, you go to this experience and you dedicate some good time to this, like at least half a day?
At least, I would say maybe even less than half a day. I would say, just the experience at Batuu, right, Galaxy's Edge?
Yes.
I would say half the day because there's so much more of the park you got to go check out. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is also there. We have Tower of Terror. And then if you love a New Year night on a nighttime spectacular, Fantasmic.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
Anna, when you're here at the Walt Disney World Resort, you got to maximize your time because there's so much to do. Anna is a communications manager here at Disney. Anna, how can Disney After Hours enhance the experience?
Yes, Disney After Hours is back, and it's so much fun. You get to spend some time at the parks after the park closes. Who doesn't want that?
Yeah.
And you get to do Magic Kingdom, Disney Hollywood Studios, or Epcot. And the event starts, you can get in as early as 7 p.m. It goes all the way till 1 a.m. for Magic Kingdom and Epcot, and it goes to 12:30 a.m. at Hollywood Studios.
Okay, so Anna, in your opinion, what is the best thing to take in after hours?
The attraction.
All of them.
All of them. You get to do shorter wait times, and it's a limited number of guests. So you get to enjoy the attractions as many times as you want. Who doesn't want to go to the Tower of Terror or Tron? Or maybe you want to go to Remy's Ratatouille Adventure in Paris and Epcot. So who doesn't love that?
2 words that don't exist for morning show hosts are after hours. But you've got our attention. Any insider tips if we're going to check this out?
Yes, get here at 7 p.m. Your ticket gets you early entry, so you don't have to be here when the park closes. You can get in extra hours of fun, so get here early.
Okay, so for anyone who's like, oh, but I don't want to miss out, it's after hours. Is it going to be very different than a day experience? What do you say to them?
It is, because you get select food and beverages throughout the park, which is included in your park ticket, and you get special character meet and greets that are not available during the day.
Okay, so Pooch, here's the plan tonight, 7 p.m., double shot of espresso for each of us.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to after hours it up till 1 a.m. We're going to shut it down.
Yes, I just need a power nap, and then I'm in.
We're old. Thanks, Anna.
Thank you.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Okay, Mr. Can't Beat Gurdeep, did you know that Epcot stands for something? What do you think it is?
Oh, you put me on the spot. It's obviously every person can only tickle, right?
You're Epcotting wrong. Okay, Pablo, program facilitator for Disney Vacation Club, knows what Epcot stands for. And is it true that Moana has now joined Epcot?
Well, so it stands for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow.
That was my second guess.
That was your second guess?
You should have let me go again. That's not fair.
Now, cast members have different names for it, but that's the official one, okay? So what I wanted to talk to you guys about Epcot, and I will tell you about Moana also.
Yes.
So Walt Disney himself once said, right, that Epcot is going to be a theme park in a state of becoming. So what he meant with that is that Epcot is always going to be changing with the times. So today, Walt Disney World Resort delivers on that promise, creating almost finalizing the greatest transformation in the park's history. So if you guys have been there before, you know the World Showcase where they have all the countries. So now there are 3 more neighborhoods. So they are World Discovery, World Nature, and World Celebration. So World Celebration is right in the middle of the park where the water fountain used to be before. If you guys remember that area, it used to be there used to be walls over there for the last 4 years, so those walls are down now finally. So now all of that is open. So that's a beautiful area where you can actually gather, communicate, celebrate each other. It's a beautiful area with a lot of nature. And also in that area, we have a beautiful statue of Walt Disney. It's a beautiful sculpture of Walt Disney himself sitting on a bench. So that's a beautiful place where you can go and take pictures if you want to. So as you guys might know, the history, Walt Disney visualized and dreamed about Epcot, but he never had a chance to see Epcot, right? So now he's sitting in a bench actually looking at Epcot at the park. So it's pretty cool. So it's an area where you can sit.
And we can sit with Walt then?
You can sit with Walt and take
thing.
pictures and do the same thing. And you can actually take a look at the whole park, which is a park that celebrates the magic of possibilities and magic of dreaming, you know?
That's outstanding. So it sounds like it's changed a lot from the Epcot I was last at when I was 8 years old, which was only 4 years ago, believe it or not.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
okay.
Yes, no, I've aged horribly. Moana is huge. Can we see Moana at Epcot now?
Yeah. So actually, they have a Journey of Water inspired by Moana. I don't know if you guys have done that yet or been there. Or if not, make sure you go there at night. So it's basically like an outdoor trail. It's a self-guided outdoor trail where you actually can walk. And actually, you'll be able to play and interact with the water while you learn about the natural cycle of the water. So you're going to learn from when it starts in the sky, goes back to the ocean, and goes back to the sky. So if you guys have seen the movie Moana, the ocean was Moana's friend. So in this attraction, the water wants to be your friend, and the water wants to play with you while teaching you the importance of conserving the natural cycle of the water. It's a beautiful, beautiful ride. You guys have to do it.
Okay, and I know we're talking princesses, but can we still meet Elsa and Anna? And
Absolutely, yeah. you will have to go to the countries for Elsa, for example, but in the World Showcase, you can actually see them all. Yep.
Okay. Do we have to know the bouncer or something, or use a password? Or
you can try to do a password. I don't know if that works over there, but you can try. You never know. Yeah.
The Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
Walt Disney World is huge, but did you know that Disney's Animal Kingdom Park is so big that you can actually go on a safari?
Yeah, that's right. Pablo is with us, the program facilitator of the Disney Vacation Club. Pablo, thanks for being here. So, Pooja and I were both here many, many years ago when Animal Kingdom wasn't even a thing. Can you tell us about it, how it got started, and where it is today?
So it's funny, Animal Kingdom is a park close to my heart. That was actually my very first job here at Walt Disney World. I actually worked there in 1998 when the park opened, and it was so small and it has grown so large, so big. So the first thing you're going to see in Disney's Animal Kingdom is when you enter, you're going to see the iconic symbol, which is the Tree of Life, right, which celebrates animals and celebrates the circle of life, right? So there's also over 300 carved animals on that Tree of Life. I don't know if you guys have seen them. Make sure you try to count them if you can. I dare you. I've never counted more than 100, but there's actually over 300.
Wow.
But there's always something for everybody, for all families to do over there. As you said, you can go to the Africa savannas, and you can actually go on Kilimanjaro safaris to see live and exotic animals, or you can go to Asia and escape from the Yeti if you want to in Expedition Everest, Legend of the Forbidden Mountain. So good luck escaping from him. But there's a lot of stuff you can do at Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Can I escape from him? Is that possible? Can you help me?
I mean, that's more personal. So
Nope, we're stuck.
Yay! Everything's magical here,
I mean,
so
the
it's
park
okay.
is pretty big, so you can actually escape from it in the park now, I guess.
Okay.
You can walk one way and you can walk the other one.
Okay, good tip. We are huge Finding Nemo fans, and I understand there's a stage show that we can't miss.
Yeah, so it's a stage show. It's a night. Also, not only is that one, but they have also a lot of shows like the Lion King show also that you can see over there. And I completely forgot to tell you also Tree of Life. Make sure you see it at night because there's also lightings on the Tree of Life. You're going to be able to see it at night. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. I love Avatar. I'm a big James Cameron fan, big Avatar fan. I've tried to find Pandora in Toronto. I don't think it's there.
In Toronto, no.
How do I get to Pandora? Please help me.
This is Animal Kingdom. You can actually ride a banshee, a mountain banshee, if you like it. Yeah, you'll be able to actually mount it, and you'll actually be able to fly. It's a great experience. For me, the most impactful part was exactly when I got on top of the banshee, because you start feeling the banshee breathing. It actually breathes.
Come
believe
on.
it or not. Yes. And you're going to think it's actually alive. So you're not going to be sure if it's... Wow.
The Pooja and Gurdeep Podcast.
from 98.1 CHFI.
So Disney Springs is the best place to sort of catch your breath, maybe get some retail therapy, have the tastiest of foods. So Shauna joins us now. She is the marketing strategy manager at Disney. Tell us, there's always something new at Disney. What is that item that people will line up for?
Oh my goodness. Well, when you're talking about lines, Gideon's Bakehouse has almost half-pound cookies. They are amazing. You can't go wrong with the chocolate chip, but they have also limited time flavors that they roll out every month. And whenever people are looking at that line, I say it is worth it. You stand in that line. It is definitely my favorite.
Okay, so Disney Springs also has the world's biggest Disney store.
Yes.
Absolutely wild. What makes shopping at the World of Disney just extra special?
Well, it is the world's largest collection of Disney merchandise anywhere over at World of Disney. They have everything to help you prep for your Disney vacation. If you're a local, you can come and check out the latest merchandise collections there too. They have everything that you can possibly imagine over at World of Disney.
So let's go back to the food because I'm sorry, I'm always
Because
thinking
it's
about
food,
food.
yes.
Yes. Some restaurants that are your favorite to check out?
Yes, so we have a new restaurant. We've actually a couple of new restaurants. We have Summer House on the Lake that just opened right before the holidays. They're bringing the California fresh cuisine, really great California vibes over to Disney Springs. They've got great cocktails, amazing entrees, They've got a new cookie bar over there, which I think you guys might have just sampled some of those.
Might have tapped into a little bit. Can't confirm or deny.
Yes, they are so good. They've got handcrafted cocktails over there as well. And then we have Eat by Manit Chauhan. She's bringing that Indian fusion, that fun, approachable, playful Indian cuisine over to the marketplace over at Disney Springs.
Her food is so delicious, at least from the pictures I've seen.
Yes.
I can't wait to try it.
Amazing bread service. They have bowls that you can customize based on your flavor profile and your palette you're looking for. So there's a lot of really great things. I am not a spice person, but you can kick it up a notch if you want to go spicy, or you can dial it down as well.
You kind of had me at the cookies because I love dessert.
Shauna, you must have an insider tip for someone who is new to Disney. What is that tip?
Ooh, I would check out DisneySprings.com, figure out which places you want to go to, kind of map out your stay. It is a very large property. We have over 150 venues at Disney Springs. So between shopping, dining, and playing, there's always something exciting happening. We also have a lot of really great limited time events too, which you can check out on the website as well. Also, Drawn to Life, presented by Cirque du Soleil and Disney, is a fantastic show. They combine that Cirque thrill, the wow factor, with the Disney animation, that love letter to Disney animation, and the storytelling that we all know and love with Disney.
You've made us hungry. You've made me want to shop. You've inspired us. Thanks, Shauna. Appreciate it.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Hi, Chef David.
Hey, how are you?
Great. So in your opinion, when it comes to choosing the best resort hotel, when it comes to families and dining, what would that be?
Well, considering there's over 25 different resorts on the Walt Disney World property, I mean, honestly, each one brings something different to the table. You're always going to find something for the family to enjoy.
Nice.
Love that. And what about the Disney adult?
Where I work at Caribbean Beach Resort, we have a lovely pool bar right out. It's called Banana Cabana. But likewise, most properties have something similar. And then there's a lot of bar options like Abracadabra. I know over at the Polynesian, there's the Tiki Bar, which is pretty great. So it just really depends on what it is that you're wanting to experience, or if you're looking for something with a just spectacular view. Cal Grill, Toledo's, you have these beautiful, beautiful areas to enjoy.
Chef David, what's your favorite thing to make? Do you have a signature item?
I like making good things.
I like eating good things. Let's hang out.
I am a product of production, so I just enjoy this art, and I enjoy new products, new techniques. So it really just depends on what it is you wind up making.
I'm glad you called it art because, so much of it is exactly that. There's a reason why people take pictures of their food, right?
Well,
because we eat with our eyes. And speaking of, you brought us something.
What is this?
That is a toasted coconut, white chocolate, and macadamia muffin from the Polynesian Villages Resort.
It smells fantastic.
May
nice.
I? Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they tell you you're not supposed to really eat.
It's
on the
yours.
air.
I didn't ask. I just put it in my mouth. Sorry.
Right?
Oh, this is art. Your cooking is art. Mine's more like abstract art. My cooking, it's all
still
over
fun,
the place.
right?
Yeah, it's true. Doesn't taste as good as this. This is real good.
I have to tell you that looking through all of the menu options at all of the restaurants, it can be a bit overwhelming. So for someone who's new to the resort and wants to get an insider tip from you, Chef David, what is that insider tip?
My insider tip would be get the Disney My Experience app. On there, you can not only just make reservations, which is another nice thing to know, is you don't have to stay at the resorts in order to enjoy the restaurants. But with that app, you can actually look at menus, you can make your reservation, all that good stuff. And it will definitely help you streamline your search for sure.
You can do everything on that app. I just filed my taxes on it as well. It's outstanding. Chef David, thanks for your time. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the time.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Trista, the marketing strategy manager here at Disney, is with us. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great.
So if you win one of the 5 vacations to Walt Disney World Resort through CHFI, you get to stay at a Disney Resort hotel. That's what we're doing right now. Can you tell us, what are some of the advantages of physically staying on the park?
Yes, there's so many advantages. We love to invite guests to come stay in the magic with us at our Disney Resort collections. What's great about staying on property with us is you really stay immersed in the magic. So you leave the theme parks, the water parks, Disney Springs, you come back to your resort, and there's still the magic is there. You have the same legendary attention to detail, storytelling, guest service that you expect, and with Disney, you still have it with your resorts when you come back in. The other great thing is it is in the middle of the Magic. So there's transportation that makes it incredibly convenient and complimentary to get from wherever you need to be within the Walt Disney World Resort. We have the monorail, right? This iconic monorail. There's buses, there's boats. And then there's one of my favorites, the Disney Skyliner, where you guests can soar in the air to get to Disney's Hollywood Studios or even Epcot. It's just a unique, special transportation. My kids love it. They think it's a attraction in itself. They want to go on the ride all the time, the Skyliner.
And we've been around and we've noticed that, there seems to be a hotel for every family and every budget, but how do you go about picking the best vacation that suits you?
Sure. So there's a lot of great options. We have many resorts and that are for different budgets. We have smaller resorts that are great for just getaways for two couples or just friends to go out. And then we also have accommodations that sleep up to 12 3-bedroom grand villas that we call them, and they're the beautiful places where if you're having your whole extended family come to stay on your vacation with you, it's a great option to have.
You sort of already touched on this by sort of customizing your stay experience, but if a family's coming down for the first time, what is your Disney insider tip, the one thing that they have to do?
When you stay at one of the resorts, you have this excellent benefit of early theme park entry. So you are able to get into the parks 30 minutes early before anybody else. Every theme park, every day, 30 minutes before everyone else. That allows you to get in, get ready, straight to your favorite rides, get your favorite foods, get your, the sweatshirt you want to buy, right? You can be the first ones to get it. And that's any resort that you're staying at, any of our resorts that you stay on. Additionally, if you stay in one of our Disney Deluxe resorts or Disney Deluxe Villa resorts, you have extended evening hour access, which means on select nights and some of the theme parks, you can stay an extra 2 hours after a park closes. So that's another benefit that makes it a little easier to think about, you're just going to stay late, you have a place to stay right afterwards because you got that convenient location, complimentary transportation to get right there, go right to bed, and then do it all again the next day.
Can I just say that I was really excited about all of the toiletries that were Disney themed?
Smells so good, right?
Right?
Oh, yeah.
I immediately was like, I think I need to put these in my bag. I've run out of them. And
I've already done that.
You did it already?
Sea salt body wash, I've got 4 of those.
Why are we admitting to this? We ran out. We used it all. We needed more.
Yeah.
Krista, thanks so much.
Thanks for listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Listen to Pooja and Gurdeep live weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Only on 98.1 CHFI.
Toronto's perfect music mix.